Hi everyone, it's me Claire. Today for Bubble, we are on chapter 25. 24 ended really sad yesterday. Just to recap, Joe's friend Henry has died. He found out Googling him on the internet, so I think that was a really hard way for him to figure that out. But Greg was there to support him, and Beth is on her way to support him. So hopefully, Joe will have that environment with all of his friends and family that he has to love him because it's really hard when you lose a friend. So he's really sad. I hope in 25 we see him physically get better because he's been feeling kind of sick. So I hope that even though emotionally he might be down during this chapter, but I hope physically he starts to get better. So we'll see. Here's chapter 25. 11 years, 3 months, and 14 days. I'm lying on my bed staring up at the ceiling. I sniff and wipe my tears on my sleeve. I've been crying all night. I've been crying so much that my eyes are aching and my cheeks are sore. I heard a nurse walking around my room. I saw her standing over me, but her words were a mumble and her face was a blur. She reached out to touch my arm, but I didn't feel it. Tears rolled down my cheeks and onto my wet pillow. When I close my eyes, I see Henry. When I open them, I see him too. I know it's just in my mind because my heart should be there's a big black hole. The red charge light on my laptop is blurry through my tears. I can't stop my hand from reaching out just to check. I slide it onto my bed, flip it up, and stare at the clocks. It's 9:15 a.m. in London. It's 4:15 a.m. in Philadelphia. The minutes tick over. 9:16, 9:17. I had two clocks in my head for 4 years. I ate breakfast when Henry was sleeping. I ate lunch when he was eating breakfast. I ate tea when he was eating lunch, and I went to bed when he was still up watching TV. It's 9:18, 9:19, 9:20, 9:21. I'm missing him already, even though if he were still alive, he wouldn't be picking up yet. I wish the Skype light would shine. I wish the pencil would start to scribble. 9:22, 9:23. There's nothing there, just our last message. I close my laptop down and look around my room. I don't feel like watching the screens. I don't feel like listening to music. I don't feel like doing anything. I've got pictures of football players and superheroes on my wall, but I'm all alone. Henry might have lived inside my laptop, but my whole room feels empty now that he's gone. I think about last night. I remember going on my laptop. I remember Greg rushing in. I remember my heart and my lungs hurting you, crying and shouting things. Did I tell Greg I was outside? I think I did, but I can't remember anything properly. I think the drugs are jumbling my brain. I don't know what's real or what's a dream. All I know is that Henry is gone. I'll never see his face or read his messages on Skype again. I just want him to come back. I know something is wrong when Greg calls me Joe. I know something is wrong when Beth bites her nails and doesn't talk. I know something is wrong when Dr. Moore rubs his hand across his mouth. I know something is wrong when I open my eyes and find all three things around my bed at the same time. Dr. Moore sits at the edge of the bed. He puts his hand on mine. Joe, he whispers, I'm so sorry to hear about your friend. I look up at Beth. I want her to reach down and hug me, but she just stands there with a worried look on her face. I can't tell if it's because of Henry or because she's found out what I've done. Dr. Moore tells me he doesn't know any of the details, but he does know that Henry had a heart condition for a while. He looked okay the last time I saw him, and if he wasn't well, why did let him go outside? I don't know, Joe, he said. He looks back at Greg and Beth like he's ready to tell me something bad. They found out I've been outside. I'm going to die. That's why all three of them are here. I'm sorry, Joe. Me and Dr. Moore talk at the same time. I let him talk first. Joe, there are a couple of things we need to talk about. First, your test results. I hold my breath. Your whites are stable, but until we know the cause of the crash, we're unsure what direction the count will go next. There are a number of options. One of them is to transfuse. I look at Beth and Greg again. They know I don't like transfusions, but I wouldn't expect all of them to be here to tell me that at the same time. They know what I've done. Dr. Moore glances up from his pad with a concerned look on his face. Young man, he says, I think you know there's something else. We need to have a chat with you about some of the things you said last night. My heart monitor beeps. It's gone up to 98. All of my worries rush through my head at the same time. Me, Henry, Amir. A bead of sweat trickles down my neck. Greg slides the chair away from the bathroom door and sits down by my side. It's okay, mate. Amir's told us everything. I do a confused look, like I still don't know what he's talking about. Why would Amir tell them? I didn't know he'd been in. I haven't even heard him in the transition zone or seen him on my screens. Beth leans forward. Her face is red, and her eyes are watering. I can't tell if she's upset or angry. Just tell us, Joe. I think she might be both. Heart rate 114. Has Amir told them everything? I open my mouth to speak, but the secret has been inside me for so long it won't come out. I try again. There's a lump in my throat and my eyes start to ache. I swallow hard and look at Beth. I'm sorry. She stands up and wraps her arms around me. Hey, don't cry, she says. Don't cry, it's okay. She rocks me gently. My chest cracks and the worms are turning in my stomach. I wanted to tell you, I say. I didn't want to lie. I know. She lets me go. It's okay, but you need to tell us everything now. I nod and wipe the tears on my arm. So you're not angry with me? Well, I wouldn't go that far. She smiles and rubs her thumb across my cheeks. I haven't even started to tell them about what I've done, and it feels like there's an elephant has taken its foot off my chest. My mattress sinks as Dr. Moore sits beside me. Okay, he says. I just need you to tell me about all the places Amir took you. I nod and look at his pad. There's writing scribbled all over it, with diagrams and arrows. In the center of a page, I can see the word Heathrow with a circle drawn around it. I never seen Amir's handwriting, but it looks so mad and scrappy that it must be like this. It looks like he's written a confession. They must have sat him down in a desk in a room with no windows and no doors. I've seen it in the films where the police keep people up all night without giving them drink or food. They bang their fists on the table and make the suspect pee in a pot in the corner. When they go to prison, all they have is a bed and a pillow for the rest of their lives. Will Amir go to prison, I ask? Sorry? I don't want Amir to go to prison. He was just trying to help me. It wasn't his fault. It was all my idea. My heart monitor beeps again. 104. It's no good. I can't lie. My monitor is a lie detector waiting to beep on every word. Dr. Moore shakes his head. Look, it's serious, but I'm not sure it's as serious as that. Now just tell me, take me through it, step by step. The sooner we know, the sooner we can catch this infection. Okay. My thoughts float around in my head. I try to put them in order and tell them about the trip outside. How I used the monitors to watch Jim and Phil, and I tell Amir to make sure a special suit with oxygen tank and monitors to make sure I was safe. Dr. Moore tells me that Amir has given them the suit and they're checking it for infections as we speak. Then he listens as I describe how we drove through the streets, past the big buildings, and then through the motorway until we turned off for Heathrow. Greg folds his arms. Beth sighs. What did you do there? He asks. We watched the planes take off and land. It was awesome. Beth shakes her head. I don't think any of them want to hear that now. What did you do after the planes? Asked Dr. Moore. We watched the sun come up. And then? Amir drove us back. The same way? I don't know. I think so. I fell asleep. Dr. Moore puts a little check next to the word hospital, 6:53 a.m. Okay, Joe, now this is important. Did you take off your helmet any time? No. Greg leans forward. Just think, mate. You need to be sure. I put my hand on my head. I didn't take it off, did I? I know I wanted to, but I'm sure I didn't. I can't think properly. What about when you saw the bugs, mate? No, I don't think I did. That was just in my dream. I don't know. I start to cough. Dr. Moore waits me to stop, and then says that he thinks that's all he needs. Beth pours me a glass of water. I go to take it. She holds it up like she's going to pour it on my head. Dr. Moore chuckles and stands up. I think I'd better leave it to you, too, he says. I take a sip of water as Greg follows him out the door. Oh, Dr. Moore says, one last thing. Don't go flying off anywhere. It won't look good if we have to put our superhero in chains. He's not going anywhere, says Beth. I know she means it. The door opens and then slides closed. Suddenly, me and Beth are alone. She opens her mouth like she's going to say something, but then stops, like she's changed her mind. Her face is white and she looks really tired. I ask her if she's okay. She tries to speak again and then puts her hand up to her mouth. I don't know what she's going to do or where to look. I hate when Beth gets upset. I hate when it's my fault. I didn't want to tell her that I'd been outside like this. I wanted to tell her when I was well and she could be excited as I was. I sit up. I'm already said I'm sorry, but I think I want to say it again. I'm sorry. Beth's eyes start to water and her hand starts to shake. She takes her hand from her mouth. You idiot, her voice wavers. I said I'm sorry. Sorry? Tears are falling down her cheeks. She sniffs. God, she says, when they told me, I thought you had just had one of your superhero dreams. No, it was better than don't, she says. Don't. God, Joe, don't you realize how stupid you've been? And Amir, I could kill him. What the hell was he thinking? Maybe you're right all along. He is crazy. No, he's not. He just wanted to help me. I wanted to go out. He's supposed to be your bloody nurse, not your taxi driver. She wipes her nose in a tissue. She's mad when I drop my laptop. Now she's even madder when I drop the second one, but there was nowhere near as mad as she is now. She stands up and walks over to the window. Greg told me that when his girlfriend is mad with him, it doesn't matter what he says. It's always wrong, so he just goes to the pub and waits for the storm to blow over. It feels like there's a big storm in my room. I don't know what to say either, but the only room I could escape to is my toilet, and I don't want to go there. I struggle up off my bed and stumble over to her. All I can hear are the monitors and the sounds of her breathing. She's right. I shouldn't have done it. She turns her head and looks at me. Her eyes are red and her cheeks are shining. I can't believe it, she said. I can't. Anything could have happened. But Henry did it. She rolls her eyes, and look what happened to him. He had NASA. You had a crazy nurse who believes in aliens. My eyes fall to the ground. I wish she hadn't said that. I'm sorry, she says. It's okay. I look up at her. Her eyes are sad like a storm has blown over. It makes me mad. I don't know. I don't think you thought about it, she says. You can't just. I wait for her to speak again, but all she does is look straight at me. A tear trickles down the side of her nose. Come here, she says. I turn toward her. She wraps her arms around me and pulls me so tight against her chest that I can feel her heart beating. It feels like it's beating as fast as mine. Joe, I don't know what I would do without you. You're the only thing I've got. I swallow hard. I haven't thought about that. All this time I was thinking about what I wanted. I didn't think about what would happen to Beth if I didn't come back. I start to cry. She holds me as tight as she can. It's okay, she says. I'm sorry too. I shouldn't have gotten so mad. I shouldn't have done it. No, you shouldn't have, but I don't blame you. No one really knows what it's like to be cooped up in all their life. She lets go of me and puts her hand on my shoulders. She's going to say something serious now. Promise you'll never do it again. I didn't want her to ask me to say that. If I had to promise, I'd be lying. But if I don't promise, I'll upset her. I turn away from her and look out the window, but I'm not looking at anything. I don't want to answer. I don't want to say the truth. Is not saying the truth the same as saying a lie? Out of the corner of my eyes, I can see her looking at me. Please don't ask me again. Joe, do you promise? Okay, I say under my breath. I don't really mean it. I'd give anything to do it again, especially now that I don't have Henry here with me. Come on, she says, let's watch a DVD. What did you get? Iron Man 3. I smile and feel a tiny bit warm inside, even though I still feel like there's a hole inside of me from Henry being gone. She puts down the DVD in a slot while I get into my bed. My body aches every time my heart beats. I've been so worried about Henry that all this proper pain has gone away, but now it's back, and it's come back worse. Beth lies down and puts her arm around me. Are you okay? Just aching, I say, and everything goes quiet. I miss Henry. My throat closes up again. I know, she says. It's going to be like that for a while, but it gets better, I promise. She rests her head against mine. I think of telling her everything else. I did when I went outside, but I don't think she wants to hear about it. She's already got the remote in her hand. My phone buzzes on the table. I look at it. It's Amir. It buzzes. Joe, aren't you going to see who that was? I look at the phone. If Beth knows it's Amir, she'll take it from me. It's the battery warning, I say. Don't you want to charge it? No, it's okay. I just want to watch this. If you're sure, I nod, and even though I'm desperate to see if it's Amir, she presses play. I'll have to wait. The Mandarin has just blown up the Chinese theater. Flames are bursting through the buildings. Cars are flying through the air, and people are running down the street. But I haven't been able to concentrate because my phone has buzzed 4 times, and it's just buzzed again. I turn my head slowly towards Beth. Her head is back on her pillow, and her eyes are closed. I gently lift her arm off me, pick up my phone, and go to the bathroom. The fan switches on. I look back at Beth. She's rolled over to her side, but her eyes stay shut. I close the door gently behind me and sit on the toilet again. My phone buzzes again. I click on the messages from Amir. Joe, I tell them everything. You no worry. Hope you okay. I have bad signal. Are you okay? Why you no tell me you ill? I start to type. Amir, are you there? My phone buzzes straight away. Yes, I worried. Greg said you really ill. I am. Why you no tell me? I didn't want you to lose your job. Jobs aren't important. People are important. I tell the doctors I think it was a bug in Rashid's car. He not used the air conditioner for 2 years. They're checking everything. Is it the landing strip ready? What? For aliens? They come soon. Amir is confusing me. He's crazy when he's crazy when he's with me, and he comes off even crazier when he texts. I wish we could sit down and talk properly. Amir, can I see you? Sunday the aliens come. You watch out your window. But I just want to see you. Got to go. You get better. But my phone buzzes before I can reply. Sunday, bye. He's gone already. I read his messages again to see if I've missed anything. I read the one about the bug in the brother's car. I wonder if he's right. I open my bathroom door. Beth is asleep facing monitors. I creep over to the table and flip up my laptop. I hover my fingers over the keys. I type bugs in cars. 33,900,000 results in 0.64 seconds. There are pictures of beetles and bed bugs crawling over car seats and eating garbage on the floor. I scroll down and click on the first link about hidden bugs in cars. There are millions of them munching away through the air filters and pipes, a hidden enemy of microscopic bacteria causing illness like E. coli, Bacillus cereus, and Staphylococcus. I click on that. It's a bacteria that looks like a bunch of grapes. It's caused boils, sores, and abscesses all over the skin. In some cases, it can cause produces toxins that attack white blood cells. My head starts to hurt, my palms start to sweat. Is that what I've got? It sounds like a dinosaur. A wave of heat goes through me from my head to my toes. I was right. There's a bug crawling all over my skin. I shut my laptop down and go back to the bathroom and look in the mirror. My eyes are red and my cheeks are too. I press my fingers on my cheeks and pull them away. My skin goes white, stays white. Do I have dehydration or meningitis? My skin turns red. I'm okay. I take off my t-shirt and do some of the body and do the same to my body. Fingers on my chest, then on my stomach. My skin goes white. Come on, come on. It goes red. I take a deep breath and check for boils and sores. There's a mark on my chest, but I think that's just when I just pressed my skin on my fingers. I turn sideways and look at my shoulders. There's a small bruise on my right hip. I pull my waistband of my trousers down. Phew, the bruise doesn't go down any further. Joe, what are you doing? I look up and see Beth in the mirror. I'm just checking. What for? Staphylococcus. Beth shakes her head slowly. You've been on your laptop again. How many times do I have to tell you? She gives me my t-shirt. Just leave it to the doctors, and you shouldn't be up anyways. I put my t-shirt back on. I know she's right, but I can't stop looking. Come on, she says. Maybe you've done too much today. She walks with me towards my bed. I lie down and look at my laptop again. I'm addicted to it. Some people like Mike are addicted to alcohol, and some people are addicted to chocolate and biscuits. I'm addicted to finding out every disease in the world. I turn and look at Beth. Just close your eyes, she says. Sometimes sleep is the best cure. I'm glad she's here. So that's the end of chapter 25. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really glad that Joe has told the doctors and Beth the truth. I feel like that was really hard for him to keep secret, and I feel like it was dangerous since he was really sick. So even though he knew they'd be mad or disappointed, I'm really glad that he did. I think it was the right thing to do. I hope that in the next couple of chapters, we get to figure out what's going on with him. And we are really close to the end. So this is my bookmark right here. So there's just this little section. So I think we only have a couple of chapters left. Hope you enjoyed.